What's up, everyone? This is Flash from Flash Hobbies, and we're continuing on the drag build. Pretty much what I have here is the Rustler chassis, and I need to extend it to fit my body. I'm using a Super J Proline body, and the wheelbase is too short for that body. So I found this on eBay. This is the card. It's from, like I said, eBay. I ordered it on there for 19 bucks. I didn't think it was too bad, so... it looks like homemade, but by a company, maybe a small company. It's aluminum, and we're basically going to put it right back here to extend the whole chassis. So let's see how this works. And it should be just basically a top plate and a bottom plate. So that's the card that was included in there, and pretty much, yeah, it looks like just a top plate and bottom plate. That's pretty cool. It's already got the countersunk holes in there for you. Pretty much all the work has been done for you. Screws are provided. Now there are no instructions, so I'm going to strictly have to go off of the pictures from the listing. Otherwise, it's kind of a guessing game. But let's go ahead and get it disassembled and let's install this thing. Alright, so the way that the extension works is this plate is going to go right here on the bottom. This plate here is going to go on top. This one is going to go on the bottom down here. And this one looks like it's going to go here. Now this one I'm just not entirely sure, but it makes sense because it fits in there. So overall it's just stiffening this so there's no wobble in addition to giving it top support. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. So what they include are these little plastic spacers. They're going to go right here. Basically what it's going to do is it keeps it level so that it doesn't bend down this way. So we'll put one there. Put one here. We're going to put our plate up here. And then we'll install our screws. So we're going to start with the bottom plate. It basically goes under here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to screw it in, our 4 screws here, and use the lock nuts provided on this side, and then we'll go on to the next step. Alright, so the first step was installing this bottom plate. You're going to use the original 4 screws from your transmission and the 4 lock nuts that they provide to you in addition with this metal plate. It just sits in there. Basically all it does is just it reinforces that back, and it does not bend anymore. Then the next step after that I had to do is I had to remove the willy bar because it actually interferes with this. So you cannot use the stock willy bar, which is good that I got the STRC because that one is going to work. Then you get your transmission. You're going to put it here. But as you can see right here, so I flipped it around. As you can see, there's a little gap in here. And what you're going to do with that gap is you're going to put in your final plate. So what you want to do is you want to make sure these 4 holes line up with the 4 holes here, which are going to line up with the 4 holes on your transmission. And then just use your screws. So I have the 2 original screws here. They did not provide the extra 2 that I need for here, so I'm going to have to find something and use that. So really the only thing that's missing now is the top plate that goes up here. I just wanted to show you how it looks like basically. So again, here's how thick it is now. Goes all the way to the back. Everything fit in pretty well. Now the only thing I kind of don't like is, as you can see, it sits a little bit lower than the chassis, but that's alright. It's not really that big of a difference. So we'll go ahead and install this top plate. So they provide you with these little spacers. You're going to put one here. I think it's 1 or 2. I'll have to double check, but basically they go right there on that hole. You're going to put your top plate right here. And then pretty much you're going to use your original screws for here and just screw everything in. They do provide some screws for these 4 and I think these 2. I'm not entirely sure. The way this top plate goes on, you use your original screws here. They do provide these 2 screws, and then there's 2 spacers, these little white spacers, and then they give you 4 more spacers. So there's 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and then they provide you with the long screw that goes in there. And it's going to fit like that. Alright, and as I said, there's the 2 spacers here, and then there's a white one in there. And it's screwed in there. So that's it. That's how you extend the chassis on the Rustler. Pretty straightforward. I like this kit. It was $19. I saw some from, I think it was Lockout RC and some other companies, $40. So this is very comparable, and it's just nice. It's really thick aluminum. It really reinforces this whole rear since you're taking it apart. My only suggestion would be and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually take out the original screws because they're Phillips head, so they have the real coarse thread, and I'm going to replace them with a fine thread and then put a lock nut on the bottom just to give it extra reinforcement. That's the only recommendation I have. Everything else feels really sturdy, and I really feel like that would be a weak point right there. So I'm definitely going to do that and replace that with some lock nuts in there as well. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. So if you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. I always try to answer back. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, hit notifications, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching.